My girlfriend insisted that she could easily fend off a guy if she needed to, so I proved her wrong, and now it's over. So, my girlfriend, 25F, and I, 26M, moved in together last year. We live in a fairly safe neighborhood, but during the night, there are some sketchy hammered dudes hanging around who also honestly scare me. My girlfriend, however, isn't really scared to walk alone at night, and would say that she's just as strong as those men and can take care of herself. My girlfriend is 5 feet 10 and works out twice a week. She's indeed very strong compared to most women, but she was obviously delusional to think that her strength was comparable to that of an average man. She would even go as far as saying that if someone should be worried about walking alone at night, then it should be me, as I'm a scrawny 5'9" man. I thought this was one of those situations where it would be better to just shut up than to be correct, so I mostly stopped expressing my concerns to her. Yesterday, she went out with some of her friends and called me past midnight, stating that she would come home alone via public transportation since she didn't have a license. I told her that it was dangerous, and I offered to come pick her up, but she insisted on coming by herself. I couldn't sleep until she arrived home an hour later, and she was angry at me for not trusting that she could take care of herself. So, I thought this was the perfect opportunity to demonstrate the strength disparity between a man and a woman. Initially, she thought I was joking, but when she realized I was completely serious, she happily took the opportunity to prove me wrong. I instructed her to try to ground me as hard as she could, which she did, and then I quickly broke free from her grip and grounded her for several minutes until she surrendered. She cried a lot during this entire ordeal, and I could see fear in her eyes, even though she knew very well that I would never hurt her. I humiliated her, and as a result, I slept on the couch that night. She didn't want to talk about it in the morning and mentioned that she was fine, but it was evident that she was still very upset about it. I feel horrible for shattering her confidence like that, and I don't think she will ever feel safe walking alone at night again. I probably acted like a really horrible person, and I wish I could have just trusted her more to take care of herself. I know this relationship is likely over, but is there anything I could do to make up for it? Update 1. So, I'll get straight to the point. She broke up with me the next day over the phone. She wanted me to admit that I enjoyed seeing her cry, but I kept defending myself until she gave up. Deep down though, she was sort of right. I'm not ashamed to say that I wasn't a little bit into overpowering her so easily and seeing her cry. I know how horrible it sounds, and I'm definitely not proud of it, but I think that acknowledging my flaws and being open about them is the first step in overcoming them. The next few days after the breakup were probably some of the worst days of my life. I thought that I had lost everything, including my self-respect. I decided to go to therapy and take a break from dating for the foreseeable future. Luckily, I also had the support of my family and close friends, even if they didn't fully agree with my actions. For those of you who say that she needed a reality check, I have to disagree with you on this one. Yes, she overestimated her strength, but she's not dumb enough to actually engage in a fight with a stranger, let alone any guy who's clearly had one too many drinks. Being cautious has nothing to do with strength, and now I believe that she was also right to get a bit mad at me for having little to no faith in her. Trying to demonstrate how much stronger I was at 2 a.m. was just plain stupid though. I hadn't heard from my ex until she gave me a call 2 days ago. We barely talked about the incident, and it was mostly catching up and making peace with each other. She seems like she's doing pretty great for herself, as she's about to graduate with her master's and already has a job lined up. She also started dating a new guy last month, and I can tell by the way she talked that she's very into him. Overall, I was glad to hear how happy she sounded. I'm also doing pretty well myself, although I'm still on my break from dating, and I don't see myself getting into another relationship for at least a year. Last month, I also got to experience how my ex felt when I was overly worried about her safety. I went with my family on a trip to Naples, and while our apartment was in a fairly safe part of the city, it was just a few blocks away from some sketchy alleys at night. So, when I was craving a good pizza one night, my mom got very vocal about not wanting me to go to that place because of how sketchy some of the alleys on the way there looked. I tried to convince her that she had nothing to worry about, but to no avail. It then dawned on me that this is probably how my ex felt when I expressed my concerns to her. Eventually, I decided to go to that place the next day during daytime instead. It was definitely worth it though. I'm genuinely happy with how things went for both of us, although I still miss her sometimes, and hearing her voice again just made me miss her even more, but I know that it's probably better for us to move on with our lives separately. I also plan to continue with my therapy sessions, even though I feel completely fine by now. The reason is very simple, it's just to have someone that I can talk to without feeling judged. Reddit isn't really the best place for that, as you could probably tell from my original post, but I still want to thank everyone who commented and gave their opinion.